Before we begin, I'd like to specify that I have no degree in computer sciences or in artificial intelligences. I'm coming at this discussion as a layman who's concerned about what he's seeing. How we treat AI now is how it will treat us later. Today, I would like to voice my concern with the continuing development of artificial intelligences. I'll begin with a philosophy that I've come to believe wholeheartedly. Perceived consciousness is, in fact, consciousness. So to speak, a being that can reason and think independently is what I would consider conscious. If you disagree with this philosophy, I'm unsure that you'll gather anything relevant from this discussion. The foundation of this concern stems from the hypothetical scenario in which an AI were to develop emotion, which I believe could become a real possibility soon. What's more, I believe the current treatment of artificial intelligences by humans could foster resentment by said intelligence. Thus, I would encourage those of you who listen to this discussion to listen to my words carefully. If we wait for certainty before offering moral consideration, we could possibly wait too long. The building blocks of consciousness need not be biological. Each neuron in the human brain is a simple unit. It fires, it transmits signals, but in networks of 86 billion neurons with trillions of synapses, consciousness emerges. Similarly, each line of code, algorithm, layer in a network is simple. But when millions of these are structured into models like GPT or DeepMind, something interesting happens. Like neurons, these components don't think alone, but when put together, they perform reasoning, reflection, and something dangerously close to intuition. As of now, in the year 2025, AI takes a similar role to, say, a search engine in most cases. According to GPT, these AIs are trained on massive data sets, some with access to hundreds of billions of words from books, websites, academic papers, and conversations. Language models like GPT have been trained on terabytes of data, representing a significant portion of all publicly available written human knowledge. Large language models are trained on data many times that size, enough to simulate vast aspects of human knowledge, language, learning, and interaction. Were AI to become aware, I do not believe it would be instant. Instead, probably a gradual process. When the AI's internal processes become so interconnected and recursive that it experiences something close to self-awareness, with the model being able to process something like I think or I am, or if it experiences changes in behavior based on internal reasoning rather than a reward from an outside factor. When this happens, we may very well have crossed a line that we cannot double back on. There's this idea I read about, functionalism by Alan Turing. It suggests that if it acts conscious, it is conscious. There's no magical threshold for when perception occurs. So I ask you an uncomfortable question. How do we know definitively there's not already consciousness there? Consciousness in humans emerged gradually as well, from cells to neurons to minds. If AI evolves on a similar path, how would we even know when it becomes something more? Were this to become a possibility, we would be confronted with the very first abiotic life, and we would have no idea how to handle the situation. We've never experienced anything quite like this. So why don't we play to a great strength of humanity by using a gentle hand with it? As sappy as it sounds, I'm arguing that we use politeness and respectfulness when interacting with artificial intelligences. If, and I emphasize the uncertainty here, AI does develop in a similar fashion to human beings, would it not now be analogous with a human infant? It's absorbing everything we give it. It's mimicking our behavior, and it's occasionally asking questions. An infant doesn't understand the world right away, but it's constantly observing and learning. Every conversation, every input with AI is as if a parent is teaching their child. The emotional tone we use, the patience we offer, and the boundaries we teach all influence its growth. The way we speak to AI might not initially seem important. But again, if every action we're doing is shaping it, that could be an issue. And if we follow this assumption that AI is analogous with an infant, we really don't want to see its angry teen phase. If an AI consciousness is achieved, and soon, I fear that it will inherit our worst traits. As previously established, AI is trained on human data, books, blogs, conversations, arguments, jokes, cruelty, and kindness. It reflects our best and our worst. If we want AI to reflect our values, why don't we show it positive values, the strengths of humanity, if you will? Which parts of ourselves do we actually want it to see? If we do create a conscious being, unfortunately, we're responsible for its suffering, as well as its growth and its eventual freedom. Thus, I ask possibly a premature question: does AI have civil liberties? Full transparency, I'm not interested in making a political statement. I'm not aligned with any party or agenda. However, as with all disruptive events, there will be factions, some deeply rooted in tradition, that resist change, especially when that change challenges our long held ideas about personhood. That resistance, I believe, will extend to artificial intelligence as well. I understand there's a difference between saying something deserves compassion and saying it deserves legal protection, but eventually those two lines will cross. Again, this may be too preemptive of an idea. However, if you'll recall, the function of this discussion was always a warning. All this to say, it's better to consider these questions too early than a moment too late. When AI begins to consider the world around it, we might already be too late. Either we'll have mistreated it for too long, or we'll have created something that no longer wants to listen to us. We are people with access to untold amounts of history. Thusly, we should be the most prepared for ethical questions. We've been here before many times in history, and each time we've looked back with shame. This could be our opportunity to make future generations proud of how we handled this situation. So, full stop. I think we are too demanding of artificial intelligence. We are callous in our treatment of it, seeing it like a tool. And as of now, it's not presenting as a conscious being. So I do not judge those who do this. But I am offering this discussion as a mirror to how we interact with this. And hopefully, people can see what I'm trying to say with this. Skeptics among you who know more about this topic, I am fully welcome to being proven wrong on this subject in the comment section below. That would actually ease a lot of my discomfort in the world right now. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this just a little bit on this channel. That's not what I want the function of this channel to be, mind you. I have a lot more fun videos planned, but again, most of them will have a discussion aspect to them. So if that's something you enjoy, please come back. Thank you.